As AI continues to grow and get applied through multiple teams within organizations, we look at balancing innovation, cost, and privacy for large AI native software development teams. There are there are multiple factors to consider, but one of those that we have found is cost. So essentially, as AI continues to grow, there may be a time when software developers join teams, but they require those teams to provide them with access to AI coding agents or AI coding helpers. The challenge within the enterprise is going to be multifold. One is going to be mainly around cost. These costs can run away from you because the main AI builders or providers will charge extra margins on top of what LLM providers charge. But also, these costs, there are hidden factors in these costs. For example, extra tokens that you use, credits that get applied. So, a lot has to be considered. Otherwise, you might end up with a huge bill that could deter enterprises from adopting coding agents and coding helpers. So this video is going to be focused on what alternatives or what factors you could consider to facilitate adoption of AI coding agents within the enterprise without sacrificing a lot of your budget. Now, we've got an architecture an example architecture that we will use. To the left here, you've got multiple front-end developers using VS Code, Visual Studio Code, and you've got data engineers using perhaps Pycharm. You've got backend engineers using Java IntelliJ, for example. But what is in common is that all of these have got the KiloCode plugin or extension. What KiloCode is an open source AI coding assistant that allows you, in this particular case, to connect to any OpenAI compatible LLM provider. So what we do is in this reference architecture, we have an LLM gateway that is going to be used to route all our requests to whichever provider that we use, LLM provider that we use. The purpose of this LLM gateway is to provide us governance. We can add users. A particular user will only require a single API key, but also we can do things such as API key rotation, rate limiting, setting budgets for each user and each team as well. So let's look at this see this in practice. We have a project, a Pycharm project that I have spun up. It's an empty project. We'll look at it doesn't have any dependencies installed. And what we're going to do is ask it to build just a REST service. So this is something that I used previously, and it's not that complicated. It's really just asking create a fast API REST service with the following API endpoints. And then we can add some extra bits such as this is a banking operation. This is for So what's happening now is that request is going to be sent to the LLM gateway, which is in this particular case, I'm using Light LLM. Light LLM has been configured to connect to OpenAI with an OpenAI key, DeepSeek with a DeepSeek key, and Anthropic with the relevant key as well. So for this particular exercise, I'm using DeepSeek, the DeepSeek Reasoner, and all the tasks are going to be routed through by Light LLM to DeepSeek. So let's give it a chance to do that. But it's the beauty of KiloCode. It is configurable. It is highly configurable, and it's probably one of the most flexible open source AI coding agents available. So the task is now completed. Let's go and check out the website to see if we can actually read the API docs. So if we hit that endpoint, we should then see all the REST API endpoints and all their description. And so as you can see, we have been able to get an application up and running using Kilo code connected to a light LLM gateway, being able to route all our requests through to DeepSeek. So that shows you how you are able to set up a more affordable operation, be able to empower your developers within the enterprise and give them access to these coding agents at a fraction of the cost, or at least being able to cut out the costs of these coding agent providers. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you.